All right, next question comes in from Sarah. Sarah asks, I'm not sure I understand all the jargon and technical terms. Can you explain them in simpler terms? Yes, Sarah, completely understand where you're coming from. And I am sometimes guilty of this as well, where my level of financial knowledge, I sometimes assume that everyone knows it as well, but I always have to catch myself and realize that not everyone knows all this technical stuff. And yes, there is way too much jargon when it comes to finances and personal finance. So again, I would suggest that you educate yourself as much as possible. So if you are starting on the journey of investing and you hear a word, just Google it, make a note of it. So I would create a Word document. It's called My Investment Dictionary or My Investment Terms or whatever you want to call it. And every time you hear something that you don't know or don't understand, Google it, try and educate yourself on it, and make a note of it so that you know it for the next time. Again, there's a number of free resources on this that literally have a dictionary of investment terms. But if you're doing your own research, that's one thing. If you're working with someone like a professional accountant, financial planner, stockbroker or something, and when they're explaining something to you and you don't understand it, it's always important that you ask the question. There's no such thing as a silly question. That's one of my rules with my clients, is there's no such thing as a silly question. If you don't understand something, ask. It's always important to ask so you fully understand what you're doing, what you're getting involved in. It's sometimes you might feel silly or stupid to ask a question because they might look at you a bit funny when you ask the question. But if that's the case, if you're not feeling comfortable with whatever you're doing, then it's probably a good idea not to do it until you fully understand it. So I would suggest you just do as much research as possible. If you hear a term that you're not sure on, just write it down, Google it, YouTube it, and try your best to learn as much as possible.